À droite.
OK. C'est être sûr de ne pas faire d'erreur. Gareth Edwards, so Gareth, Director of Marketing from 888.com. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bonjour and good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today. We're very excited to announce our global endorsement agreement with MMA champion Georges St-Pierre. GSP joins a global elite list of celebrities that we have representing our brand around the world, and we're very excited to have him as the face of Canada specifically, and to represent us around the world as well. We plan to do a lot of fun things together over the next year, so hopefully it'll be a good blast, play a few poker tournaments and do some things to support GSP's charities. And we're really looking forward to getting
the conference. If you have any questions about George and his rehabilitation and everything that's been going, Gavin McMillan, who's the head of Sports Science Lab, Orange County, California, will be here to answer any more technical questions.
Your state of health, just give us an idea how you're feeling and what you're looking forward to.
I'm going to tell you the truth, right now I feel 100%, almost 100%. It's in the back of my mind, I know I had a knee surgery, but I feel very good. I'm at the most dangerous stage of my rehabilitation right now. The reason is I feel 100% almost, but my muscle feel great, but that's, by the way, because of all my therapists. My doctor did an excellent job. All my therapists, I work with the best person. That's why I went to Los Angeles for, at Kernan Joe to get my surgery by Dr. Latrache. Then my first 6 week of rehabilitation was with Heather at Kernan and Joe, and now I'm with Gavin McMillan for the rest of it. And yeah, I feel great, but it's the most dangerous time. The reason is because my muscle feel good, but inside my graft, I did a patella tendon graft. It's not, there is no way to tell if it is or not, but it takes normally 6 months. So we need to wait for the neovascularization of the ligament inside to make it fuse properly. So even though I feel good, it's not 100% right now, so I need to be patient. So now it's very hard for me, that's why it's a good opportunity for me to go to the poker tournament, to focus on something else than my sport right now, because it's very hard for me. I'm used to move all the time, to train every day, and for me to not be able to do what I love every day, I do other kind of training, but it's not fighting training. So it's very hard for me. So I have to work on my patience, on myself a lot on this. So it's good that I preoccupy my mind to something else. And that's why poker will help me out in that regard.
So how long is your recovery period now, based on a quick assessment? Before you're ready to fight again, let's put it that way.
It's hard to tell, but I think I believe firmly. I don't have the doctor clearance, and Gavin will be able to talk more about it, because I consider him as like an encyclopedia of human body. This guy has so much knowledge. By hanging out with him every day since the last 3 months, I learn every day about something new about myself. But I think around July I should be ready to train full out. There is no time frame. They say 6 months, but they want to take a more conservative approach to make sure I don't mess it up and I have to come back to zero again. So I want to make sure I don't, because it's a lot of athletes, they try to come back too fast and they mess it up. So I want to come back stronger than I was before and make sure I don't have to redo everything.
So July would be training, and then beyond that?
Yeah, July, like I said, I'm not sure. Gavin will know as it goes, but I think it's fair to say it could be accurate to say around July. July should be good to go, For training, not for fight. Because I'm in shape for conditioning, but fighting shape is something completely different. It's very specific. You can be in champion fitness, but you will not be in fighting shape. Fighting shape is specific to my sport, and I will need a few months when I be back training to put myself back in that fighting shape. My reflex, my timing, my cardio, all my skills to get it back.
Mr. Edwards, you could tell us how long did this deal take to
be done, and what attracted you to Georges St-Pierre?
No, what attracted us to GSP was, competitive spirit, I think, as well as being, a very famous celebrity. It's something that's important to us, important to our audience, who's, very much aligned with competition and hanging out with friends and all these sorts of attributes. So we thought it was a good fit. Poker is, even though it's for fun, and it is in some places considered a sport as well, but it's all about strategy and competition, and we feel that as elite sports people obviously are a good connection to that sort of strategy.
He asked me when is my if I'm gonna come back fighting in Montreal. I said, for me, it's always very special fighting in Montreal. I fought 2 times for UFC in Montreal. It's very special. It was the best time of my career. I will remember for the rest of my life. Especially my first fight with Matsera. This is the most memorable fight of my life. The best moment of my career, because I fight at home is very special. But it's UFC 154. I don't know yet. I need the paper, the clearance from the doctor. When the doctor will give me the clearance and I will have a talk with the UFC, I will be able to know. But right now it's only at the rumor state when I'm gonna fight and where.
Thank you. Last call before we can do some one-on-one interviews. Yes, sir?
I'm sorry to hog it, but I was asked by my boss to ask you about Wolverine getting the positive drug test. Did you hear about that?
I just heard this morning. I heard this morning that Wolverine got cut with the high level of testosterone. I've met Wolverine sometime, and then we crossed paths because of the media conference. He's a very nice person. But I don't know him personally. I don't know what he do and where he train and stuff. So it's I just don't know. It's his thing. If he got caught doing it, it's bad for him, bad for the sport. But I think they should do more random tests. I think it's the case. It was a random test. You can tell me if I'm wrong. But I think they should do that more, because the thing is you see it a lot in sport, to the Olympic game and every major sport. Our sport is relatively very young. So before you didn't have a lot of money involved in mixed martial art, but now it's become very popular. And the more money there is involved in a sport, the more things like that will happen, because people they want the money, they want to be the #1, they're gonna do everything to achieve their goal. So I think they should do more of a random tests, and we'll see in the future what's gonna happen. But me, I'm up for it. I think it should be like that. Random tests.
You don't want to retire to a career in poker?
No, not yet. But it's good for me to keep my mind working, especially now I'm hurt. So it's gonna give me another. A distraction, and sometimes when I'm off fighting, I like paleontology, other things, but now it's gonna give me a different distraction, and it's a competitive sport, so my competitive spirit, when I'm not fighting, I will be able to put it somewhere else. Because don't forget, the reason why I got hurt in first place is because I was training too much. I was overtrained, and I was compensating on a little injury that I had already. So maybe in a way, poker is going to help me out to focus on relaxation, on different things, and help to rest my body, between fights. So I'm very excited for Friday. It's going to be a great experience for me.
Are you ready for Guy La Liberté and René Langelot?
I'm maybe not ready right now to play against these guys, but one day maybe I will be. Like everything I do in life, I want to be the best at, and I'm a very competitive guy. I don't like to lose, and I'm gonna go for it on Friday.
Merci.
To 888 Poker and 888.com, thank you very much for choosing to make this a world global ambassador sitting right next to us here, the announcement in Montreal. So thank you to all that team. Maybe Gavin and George, we can take a quick picture up here, and then George will be available.